happens. If you have not followed his Triple H Horse Racing podcast, you are missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Hello and good morning from Saratoga Springs. This is Howard Kravitz, host of the HHH Racing Podcast. It is time for Saratoga today on a beautiful, but a bit warm, sunny and Sunday morning, July 28th. Thanks for joining us as we're going to be discussing the late pick 5 here on Sunday at Saratoga. Thanks for joining us. It's been an incredible week here in Saratoga Springs. Everyone's looking at this background like, what's going on? We're at our house here, so sorry for the boring background, but thank you very much for joining us. Got all my wonderful friends and co-hosts and my second family, as I like to say, a borderline first family that is here, just not blood family, but feels that way to me. Wow, what a day yesterday, too. We'll get into that in just a minute. But before we really get started, one of our guests that is stayed at the house last night, I'm going to actually turn the screen because he's literally 2 feet away from me. Look who's here this morning. Jim Pilar. Say hi to Jim in the chat. Jim, I know, welcome. We had a nice dinner at Salivo last night. Just want to pop on and say hello to our viewers and listeners.
The HHH family. Howard is a fantastic host. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed last night, the whole experience. Looking forward to a fantastic Sunday of racing. Howard is just the terrific host. Salivo was fantastic. The family is terrific. The friends, it's just a tremendous experience. I feel absolutely grateful and blessed to have had the opportunity to spend, the last 24 hours or so with the Howard and the crew, and looking forward to a fabulous Sunday. Again, thank you, Howard, and again, thank you, Nation.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be the track. We got a comment from Peter on the bottom of the screen. Good morning, Howard and Jim. We got a Chris Couples, who does a great job, of course. Says, good morning, Jim. Way jealous of all you. Stick at home. He's sticking home tending some horses. He actually lives on a farm. So what's up, Chris? You see, oh boy, here comes trouble.
Just saying hello. Hi, everybody.
Matt Miller, who had actually a nice win bet on Fierceness yesterday, from what I understand. So that was a great win for him. Any quick thoughts, Jim? You've been to Saratoga before. Just on the experience. I know you'll be at the track today for the first time with us on the first turn, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. But Saratoga is just always, it never fails to excite.
Saratoga is like one of the most pristine, beautiful places in the country. I used to come annually. COVID kind of put a stop to everything. And I haven't been here, I think, in 4 or 5 years now. And sometimes you forget a little bit about how beautiful and how fantastic the experience is. And I was so grateful, and just walking through the town, being on the track, going to Oklahoma with Howard this morning, watching some of the horses run, going to the barn area. I mean, the experiences are fantastic, and the place, it's like you step back in time. I mean, I can just imagine what racing was like, 100 years ago. The small town feel, the friendliness of the people. It's been a tremendous experience, and I'm grateful to have been able to experience it.
Katie hopes that Jim has some good picks. He's handicapped the card, everyone, but he hasn't looked at it in like 2 days. So we're not going to hold Jim's feet to the fire. I'm just going to turn the screen, but I just want everyone to be able to say hi to. And this is the first time people might be surprised. Jim lives in Buffalo. You've seen him in the chat many times. He's been on our show, I think, maybe probably 3 or 4 times, but last night at whatever time, 6:30 when we got back to the track, was the first time that Jim and I actually met in person, which was pretty cool. So, Jim, thanks for joining us. And, really appreciate it. Jim's going to be sitting next to me here during the show because it's going to see some behind the scenes stuff. So it's pretty cool. All right. We got a lot of people in the chat. We really appreciate all that. A few things I also want to say before we start. The outpouring of support and love shown with our win yesterday. I got to represent with the Delphi with the number 4 in race 11, Gem Mint 10, was unbelievable. I hope a lot of people cashed. I did mention on the power picks. One of my spot plays actually was Clear Conscience, who finished second in that race. But that exacta was like 35-1. So maybe some people at home there, you had the Gem Mint 10 Clear Conscience exacta in race 11. If you cashed on Gem Mint 10, by the way, yesterday in race 11, who I have a small ownership piece of, please put that in the chat. I love to hear some stories on any cashes on Gem 10 for Luis Saez's first winning ride, I believe, here at Saratoga. And Gem 10 got an 84 buyer, paired up as high as buyer top. We saw him this morning in the barn. He's just a lovable dude. I mean, we gave him some kisses and hugs and got the special Noah Maher neck rub. And I think that was the whole key to the win actually yesterday. So Noah's now been hired by Adelphi to come to the barn every morning. I don't think Noah's going to be going back to school this fall, actually, but no, just kidding. But it was really cool. Gem 10 is doing great. All right, we are going to be quickly going through the late pick 5 today. It's just me. Again, I'm working with one monitor, but I am going to bring up the PPs and everything else. So hopefully that's going to work okay. If you subscribe to the Saratoga Power Picks, you've already received them. Kyle Roscoe wrote them today, as we've been very busy here, obviously, and I need to spread the wealth, so to speak. But I want to make sure that I came on today to give my opinions on the late pick 5. Of course, the highlight yesterday, other than Gem 10, was Fierceness winning the Jim Dandy and a very solid win. And Sierra Leone, unfortunately, doing what Sierra Leone does, which is running very well and finishing second. I will say very quickly that apparently Fierceness is not going to the Haskell, at least as of right now. Plesher said he's a smaller horse, needs more time. I'll believe that when I see it. Will be interesting to see if Fierceness actually does end up skipping the Travers. We will find out. All right, let's go ahead and go into the late pick 5. And again, if there's any tech issues, I apologize, as I'm doing this a little bit differently than I normally do. Let me go ahead and show the entries. Hopefully this will work. And that seems to be correct. The late pick 5 starts in race 6 at 4:02 Eastern, approximately. It is a $100,000 purse for main special weight. Wow. Inner turf. These are 2-year-old fillies, and it's a field of 10. It looks like scratches are in, and I'm just seeing this for the first time, so bear with me. Moreline favorite is the number 3, Opulent Restraint, an Irish bred for Chad and Irad. Let me go ahead and bring those PPs up right now. I believe, as I'm looking at my monitor off screen, I believe that you're going to see the PPs, or you should be seeing PPs right now. I'm going to go with the favorite here, the number 3, Opulent Restraint for Chad Brown. I'm going 359. I do not have banners on the bottom of the screen. I apologize for that today. But Opulent Restraint is very well bred. This is out of the dam is significant form, who was a nice turf horse who won over $800,000. I see it looks like the PPs are not on the screen. So let me see if I can fix that here in just a second. But Opulent, the number 3 is a Opulent Restraint, is a real nice horse. Again, let me just try to get this going here. I apologize. Again, I'm only working with one monitor. Things are a little bit different, but I believe this is going to, yes, this should be working now. Opulent Restraint, again, dam significant form, sired to Bowie, really nicely bred. A few things I want to mention other than the obvious there we're seeing on the screen there, other than the obvious Chad Brown, etc. This horse has been worked well with a horse called Virgin Colada, who won nicely for a organization called Resolute Racing, I believe. And so just based on that, that means this horse should be live. I know the PPs are a little bit small on the screen. I'll go back and fix that, folks, in just a minute. But she's been working well. The works have been B as in boy. Let me see if I can go ahead and work on the PPs here just a second. I'll tell you, I'm going to leave it the way it is right now. But anyway, this horse very good works and should be a factor. I'm going to take that off the screen here. And then I'm going to go with the number 5 in second. And I don't know if I'm going to be showing the PPs. I'll show because this is a little bit more difficult for me. There we go. I'm going to make some adjustments here. I think this is going to be better for everyone. Anyway, the number 5, and I hope my good friend Matt Miller is listening very carefully, because in race 6, we're talking here to open the pick 5. There's a horse, number 5 for Asmussen, who we saw at the Oklahoma, called Olivia's Potion. And Matt Miller has a daughter who's named Olivia. This horse is going dirt to turf, but was very quick early, and I have a feeling Tyler G is going to try to put this one on the lead, and certainly could be a major player if she can stretch out and take to the turf in a race, frankly, that I don't see a lot of early speed. For this for E5 racing also, and Tyler, of course, has a connection with E5. So I'm a little bit interested in the 5 as well. And then I have the Pletcher horse, number 9 and third, Coral C. Nicely bred horse. Pletcher is not very good stats. First time out, 2 turns, Saratoga on the turf with his babies. Although Flava Flav, as I like to call him, is in the saddle, and Flavian Pratt has just been absolutely outstanding. So I'm going to go 3, 5, 9 in race 6 to open up the late pick 5 at Saratoga. A few other quick things. Please make sure you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell below the video player, and then also in the top right-hand corner on YouTube. Please, actually on the bottom is the like button. Top right is the notification bell. Please make sure you hit that. As you can, I see right now on the screen, we have hundreds of people watching already. We have many people on YouTube. We have a bunch of people on X as well. And so we appreciate everyone watching Saratoga today, this morning. Let's go on to race 7 right now. As again, I'm going to try to bring it up on screen, and hopefully it's going to be big enough. Again, I appreciate everyone's patience. I'm going off of one monitor here today. Race 7, optional allowance, 80 claiming. This is an absolute war on the turf. And everyone knows my somewhat dislike for turf sprints. It happened again yesterday a little bit, where I tipped out a 10-1 morning line horse called Satin Blue. If you follow our power picks, you know that, who ran a blinder, as they say overseas, didn't break great and closed like an absolute train and just missed. So it was a good power pick, but the horse didn't win. This is just an absolute war. 5.5 furlongs. The purse is $120,000. This is basically a grade 3. This is a very difficult race. We do have some scratches. Looks like the number 5 and 6, Legends Can't Die and Charging, are out. I didn't think either one of those would really be a big factor. So now it's a field of 8. And it looks like No Balls is actually in the race. We had heard that No Balls, the number 1 for Rivelli and Corrales, of course, coming off of the Breeders' Cup turf sprint win, which I rather not discuss for reasons that we can talk about later. But let's just say that was not very good for my family in the contest world. The AEs are also still in, so I'm not really sure. We have to get some more information, although one of them is an MTO. So as of right now, from what I see, and if people have more information at home, feel free to put it in the chat. It looks like the coupling, No Balls and One Timer, are both in for Ravelli. If that's the case, that is a major factor in this race. They are 4 to 5 morning line. So let me talk I wasn't actually planning on talking about them, because we had heard that they were going to be scratching and running in Chicago with some turf race. So I'm assuming that's going to stay the case. But let me go ahead and bring the past performances up on the screen here, and hopefully I've got the right ones, and I do. Let me go ahead to the race. Again, we're going to move things along a little bit now that we got the everything technology is working once it switches over. Again, we got different internet. Things are a little bit goofy here. Okay, so there's a lot of speed in this race, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of speed. And let me just say this. Unlike a lot of turf sprints, you can close here at Saratoga on the turf going 5.5. We've seen it several times this meet already. I mean, ideally you want to be on the lead, sure, but there's a lot of speed in this race. I'm going now. This was before the No Balls, so now I'll tell everyone what my opinion was without knowing scratches. Originally, I had 3-8-1A. Again, I had 3-8-1A. I was assuming that No Balls was out. Now that No Balls is in, this coupling might be very tough to beat. But let me just talk about Our Shot, who's 10-1 morning line, is my top choice. You go back to last year at Saratoga. I mean, what did this horse do wrong? Nothing. One optional allowance, just missed in the Harvey Pack. This is a very good horse. Now, you could say he's tailed off a little bit. Certainly 284s are not going to get the job done. So maybe he has tailed off, and I might be completely wrong. However, on the May 4th race, he didn't break rate in the elusive quality and was really a non-factor. And then last time he was wide at Monmouth. Today, with our new guy, Luis Saez, I think our shot's going to just sit a great trip on the inside. If he breaks, there's a ton of speed in this race, and I think he's got a big shot. Let me bring up the formulator here, as my good friend Jim Pillards can now see some, it's looking in the background. You see the formulator here. There's a ton of early speed. You see it says fast pace with the 4, 5, and 7 all lining up, although I think the 5 is scratched now, but the 4 and 7 lining up. The 1, they don't even have the 1A in here, one-timer who should be forward as well. There's just a lot of speed here, and I think our shot is going to sit exactly where you see him in a comfortable spot, about 5 back on the inside. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a very trip-dependent race, obviously. The number 8 is another horse I would absolutely consider, and I think our good friend Kyle Roscoe likes None Hudson for Wesley Ward. This is the first time gelding for Flavian Pratt. It has been working well for his return. You see some bullet works. Wesley Ward, not great at Saratoga, though. I just want to mention that. But this horse does not have to be on the lead and can just sit right off. Let's talk about the coupling, and then we're going to move forward. Here's No Balls, who, again, is in the race. I'm looking at everyone's chat here, and I think it looks like I'm correct. So No Balls, look, I mean, this horse is really good. This is a layoff, obviously, and it's a wide post. So my tendency would try to beat No Balls in general, but again, he can obviously win. And then one-timer is even further out, and I'm just seeing the jockeys. One's Loveberry and the other is Corral. So I guess they're probably going, both of them. This is a very formidable entry, although one-timer has not run since last September. So this is a very, very tricky race, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can do whatever you think. I am interested in number 3, Our Shot, at least underneath in a play. We got a lot of people in the chat. Let me bring up here. Oh, look who's here, Sylvain. What's up, Sylvain? How you doing? So we were, another thing, meet and greet yesterday was awesome. We were able to meet a lot of people and fans of the show. So if you saw us yesterday, like Sylvain, thanks for coming out to our meet and greet here at Saratoga. It was great. Rob N is saying just No Balls and the 1A is scratched. So thank you for that, if that is true. Let's see here. Scratches are out. Okay, I'm just a little bit confused, but it looks like maybe the 1A. It looks like one-timer is not running. John is here. I like Gem 10. Use the 1 for my exacta. Hey, John. Great job, man. Your picks gave me confidence. That's good to hear. We like hearing that. Appreciate that. Yes, but we got a few people who are saying the 1A is out. Appreciate that. Let's go on to the next race, race 8. And I'm going to go ahead and try to bring that on screen if I can. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Like I said, we're going to go pretty quickly through the rest of the races here. Race 8. This is not one of the higher class races at Saratoga. 6 furlongs, 14 claimers. Again, apologize for no banners at the bottom of the screen today. But I'm going, let me put myself on screen so people can see me. I'm going 7-9-2. Again, 7-9-2 are my top 3 choices in order here in race number 8. There's a lot of speed in here. Let me go ahead and bring up the PPs very quickly if I can do so. And I wanted to go with some closers here, for better or for worse. We'll see. It's a wide open race. I would definitely spread for sure. Here's race 8. That should come up in just a moment on everyone's screen here. Again, everything's taking a little bit more time. So we didn't do this yesterday there we go. Race 8. I'm going to go with the number 7 here. It looks like there is a scratch. Agility, the number 3, is scratched for Wayne Potts. Let's see if anyone else is scratched here. Nope, that's it. Okay, that doesn't change my opinion. I'm going to go with the Blue Plate Special. 6-1 morning line. I think there's enough speed to set it up. Randy Prasad, Eric Cancel, been off a break. This is a bit of a drop. Fits very well. I think will be very live if the pace sets up the way I think it will. The number 9, Pineapple Man for Michelle Nevin and Kendrick Carmouche is coming off a very poor race, but now is claimed by Nevin. You go back, this horse has big-time back numbers, number 1. Number 2, I'm a sucker for turnbacks, and this horse is turning back in distance and has been working steadily, if not spectacularly, for this race. And I like Kendrick sitting off there, a little bit of a price. And then the number 2, which maybe is the more logical choice for some, is Devil's K for Tom Morley and Flavian's. Could take a lot of money. He's been on the turf in his last 3, goes back to the dirt, absolutely fits. I could probably have Devil's K a little bit higher up in my picks. But as of right now, I have Devil's K in third. I'm going 7, 9, 2 in that race. Okay, let's go to race 9, the penultimate leg of the pick 5. And I'm not sure if the PPs were up on that last. Again, this is an unusual situation for me here, so I appreciate it. Let me see if we can bring up the entries at least. I think we'll be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to comment on as many people in the chat as well. Race 9, this is the feature of the day. This is the Bowling Green. It's a really nice turf race, grade 2, $250,000, a mile and 3/8 on the turf. Everyone can now see on the screen. There are no scratches. It doesn't look like it's a field of, there's a scratch. Strong Quality is out for Cassie and Irad no longer, but it's still a strong race. You got Strong Tide. So, still strong. Anyway, 15-1. Actually, Segoy is also out. So it's a field of 1, 2, field of 5. A little disappointing, but okay. I don't know if either of those horses were really a factor to win, but I know Strong Quality was going to show some speed. So maybe this takes a little speed out. They're going to be crawling, I'm sure. The big story here is number 2, Silver Knot, 4-5. Noah Maher's wonderful co-host of Bet and Boozin', favorite horse in the universe right now, because not only is that horse really good, he's won a decent amount of money for Noah in his last 2 starts, and Noah has picked him in his last 2 starts, and he's won. So if you want to win a race, just call or email Noah or send him a DM on X, and he'll find you a winner for sure, no problem. Silver Knot is really good and will be the favorite here and is probably going to win, but a lot of you know me. Let me take that off the screen. If you know me well enough, I try to be a bit contrarian. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it does not. I'm going to go ahead and try to beat him. Let's see if this works with the PPs here. Hopefully we'll see the PPs on the screen in just a minute, and you should see them right now. I'm going to go. I did have Silver Knot. I do have Silver Knot on top. I had 2-5-1, and they're all in. I'm going 2-5-1. I'm not being creative. Silver Knot has been awesome in his last 2. His Man of War, he won by 4. This is Appleby's best horse that he sent here to the States in terms of winning for sure. He sent a lot of really talented horses, but this one has been very good this year. He can be close to the lead. He can lay right off. He's versatile. There's really not much to say. It's Godolphin. This horse is very live, obviously. Soldier's Rising is a horse that drives me crazy because he finishes second a lot, but he's really good. I will say the Soldier Rising is working very well for his return for Clement, and he absolutely wants firm turf, and he's getting very firm turf today. The problem is he's a closer in a race that's going to crawl, and I'm not sure that Paysonaire is going to set up, and Soldier Rising is a very nice horse. And number 1, Ohana Honor, is an up-and-coming 4-year-old for Shug and West Point. Ohana Honor, to me, can win this race also. He only lost, by 2 lengths in the Manhattan. He's improving. It's Kendrick, who might be a little more aggressive early with no early speed. Stepping a jock's race. Again, I'm not being overly creative here. I'm going 2-5-1 in the Bowling Green. This should be a fun race for sure. Last race of the day, and again, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button at the bottom of the screen and the notification bell on the top right-hand side of the screen. Again, I am filming here from our house, our Airbnb here in Saratoga Springs, as we're going to be having our last day of the races here for our podcast. If you're wondering, where's Howard's background? What's going on? Well, I'm not at home. We're in a new location. Last race, tough race. It's a New York bred N1X. It's the same condition race of Gem Mint 10's race yesterday. This race is probably coming up a little bit more difficult than Gem's race, which, hey, works for me. That's fine. I don't care how tough a race it is. I just want to win. But again, race 10, allowance 95,000, mile and 16th on the turf for New York breds. It's a field of, looks like 9 as I'm looking. The 1A, the MTO has scratched. Morning line favors the number 2, Laurel Valley, Maker, Rosario. I am a little bit against this horse. 8-5 is shocking to me, to be very honest, as I'm just seeing that for the first time. I don't quite get that. Obviously, the horse can win. I am going 8-7-3 to close out the day. Again, I'm going 8-7-3 in the last race at Saratoga, race 10. Let me go and bring up the PPs really quickly. I'll just talk about what I see here on the PPs. And I'm going to scroll to the last race. There we go. The number 8 is my top choice, Sonic Speed. This is a 6-year-old. I have a lot of respect for Tom Morley. He's been very wide. He's wide last time, and the time before he only lost by a nose. He's not exactly a win type, but I think he's very consistent. I think he just might set a good trip. And if he runs anything close to his previous 3 or 4 races other than his last race, he absolutely fits. So I'm going Sonic Speed. On top, I do like Slap in the Face as well. Oscar Performance, Gelding, second time off the layoff. This is the one that could probably improve the most for Franco. I'm not sure the pace will set up, but if it does, I think Slap in the Face is going to be flying late and will be slapping anyone that doesn't bet this horse. So we'll see what happens. That awoke Matt Miller. I'm going to go to 3 and third, and that is Miracle Mike, who is another progressive 4-year-old and also showed quite a bit of speed last time from Morley. And because I like the 3 is part of the reason why I'm against Laurel Valley. Look, Laurel Valley can absolutely win if he gets loose. He's got a big shot, but I just don't think they're going to let this horse get loose. And Laurel Valley tends to fade late, and I just don't like that. Now, again, if Laurel Valley walks the dog, then he can win at 9-5. I'm just interested in others. I'm definitely using Laurel Valley in my late pick 5, but I'm going to try to beat the favorite there for Maker and Rosario. All right, I believe that takes care of good. The timing is good. I do not have a best bet. My best bet is I'm tired and we'll be sleeping in the car on the way home. That's my best bet. But it's been an incredible week here at Saratoga Springs. Looks like Matt Miller's going to. Matt, do you want to say anything really quick? And Jim, if you guys want to, if you guys want to, I'll just shut up for one more and I'll leave it to you guys. It's been an incredible week here at Saratoga, Matt.
Yeah, I'll just go first and say, hopefully for everyone watching, you've got a friend group, right? Whether it's 2, 3, 5, 7, whether it evolves over time or stays the same. This is a fabulous time. Rent a house. Don't get in a hotel and separate at nighttime. Make dinner a big deal. Root for each other. Group tickets. I mean, it's what it's all about. We've had just a fabulous time.
And I want, before Jim, you chime in.
Absolutely.
Matt, has done a great job. I won't call him, our sort of host or OG, but he does a lot of planning behind the scenes. And, so shout out to Matt for, again, getting this wonderful house that we stay in and just sort of, he likes to send a lot of scheduling and just keeps everyone, with blinkers on. So Matt, we do appreciate it, Matt. And congrats, Matt. Also, he would never say it, but I'll say it. Very good weekend for Matt Miller once again here in Saratoga. Jim, final thoughts before we wrap up the show.
Yeah, the horse racing, a lot of people just look at the handicapping, picking winners, but it's more than that. It's camaraderie. It's getting a group together. It's meeting people. It's just a reminder, spending time with these terrific people over the last 24 hours, exchanging ideas, spending dinner together, having new experiences. It's just a fantastic time. I hope everybody gets to experience that with your own people, your own group. I'm very grateful that I had a little sneak peek into this group. It's a terrific group of guys, even beyond the 3 people you see on the screen here. And looking forward to a fantastic Sunday. Looking forward to watching Howard recap it all tomorrow. hopefully he'll get a little.
Wait, I got to go on another show tomorrow night. It's been a long
Absolutely,
week.
and I'll be in the comment section mocking you. So
all right, I guess I'll do horsing around.
You'll be
tomorrow
mocking
night.
Kyle, probably.
yeah,
but that's
probably
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, I do want to say also publicly, shout out to Kyle Roscoe, who did a lot of work this week. He wrote a bunch of power picks. He covered my butt and hosting a bunch of shows. And hope we might have some new people actually hosting, not replacing Kyle, but just getting more people being able to technologically host and whatnot. But anyway, shout out to Kyle. Kyle, we missed you. We know you got big things coming up, but Kyle did yeoman's work along with Paul and Charlie and everyone else back home, back home, so to speak. They're not here at Saratoga to do great job. But for everyone listening, watching, all my good friends here, Matt Miller, there we go, Jim Pillar. See, I did it correct, guys. You got to look. See, Jim, you're on the left.
Yeah,
I got to point
reverse,
right.
yeah.
It's, it's a little tricky. But anyway, really, I know it's confusing. No one's up or down, Matt, but it's all good. Thanks, everyone. Good luck. Crush your bets at Saratoga today. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.